What is going on, guys? Jesse504 here, bringing you week 8 of the LBT League. Important match for us, play into the playoff match. A win secures us a spot. Meanwhile, a loss, we just gotta pray that Fatty can clean up, and then we are in as well. Yeah, so if we win big, then if we win at all, we're in. If we win big, we have potential to move up by 1 seed. And if we lose and we still make it, then there's a very high probability that we go into a rematch next week. So, yeah. Going over what I think. This is kind of unfortunate for me in this position because I want to make the vids. But at the same time, like, if I give him ideas, that could be potentially really bad for me. So, Liam, if you're watching this, just know that I don't want to face you twice. First off, we got my roster, same as always: Mega Gengar, Solgaleo, Cinderace, Buzzwole, Primarina, Regirock, Kyurem Black, Lando, Xurkitree, Shaman, and Zoroark. Unfortunately, we're not going to end up getting Regirock off the bench all season, though it is, it's still an annoying physical wall to have to prep for. Its matchup, you're just going to see, is complete ass, actually. Like, it could have been... Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it has a decent matchup here, but like, I just wanted other stuff more. So going over Liam's roster, he has Mega T-Tar, Arceus Fire, Zamazenta, Latias, Scolipede, and Cloyster are the ones that I think are coming. And then what else he has is Bronzong, Xerneas, Rotomote, Archeops, and Gliscor. I think he's really scared of Kyurem Black, so I don't think Gliscor's coming. And then he has to also be really wary of Mega Gengar, so I don't think Xerneas would be coming. But any of them could come, and I don't think I would be punished by it per se, but definitely more of a challenge, because I definitely prepped really hard for the 6 that he brought, or that I assume he's bringing. So up first, Primarina. This thing is again looking to put in work. Just another Assault Vest week this week, kind of doing what it needs to do. Can come in Latias if the Arceus is special, if the Xerneas is special, it can kind of just do work against all of those. Additionally, it can hit most of his team super effectively, if not just like really hard. So this spread, kind of complicated. What it does is it ensures that I live a Wild Charge, and then from Zamazenta, and then off the recoil plus Moonblast would KO. So yeah, as long as the calc isn't lying to me, and that's what he's running, although he could be running more bulk, and then that doesn't work because that doesn't really account for too much bulk. But if that is the case and we get to KO it, if not, that would just be kind of unfortunate. It would die to the recoil of another Wild Charge, though what I'm looking at is that his Zamazenta, I don't even know if it prioritizes hitting the Primarina because it needs so many. It needs probably the dual stabs of Iron, or not, it doesn't have dual stab, but it probably is packing close combat. I think he's going to want Fire Fang. I think he's going to want Crunch or Psychic Fangs. I think he's going to want Crunch to hit Solgaleo. And then I think he might want Ice Fang to hit my Lando. So I don't know if he can fit Wild Charge on. I don't know if if Primarina is what he wants to kill with it. So yeah. Up next, Cinderace. This thing is really nice this week. U-turn, Court Change, Pyro Ball, High Jump Kick. Court Change is in case he goes for like a Hazard stacking Cloyster. I'm able to just Court Change those back, and with my heavy duty boots, not worry too much about the rocks or anything, just because I can click Court Change and give him back his hazards. And then the rest is U-turn for momentum, Pyro Ball, and High Jump Kick. High Jump Kick is just solid against this team, especially against his T-Tar, which I feel like it's necessary to be able to hit that thing really hard. I would have loved to maybe throw on Gunk Shot for Xerneas. I would have loved to throw on Sucker Punch in case the Cloyster gets going with Shell Smashes, but I couldn't fit it all on, so yeah. Up next, Buzzwole. Substitute, Close Combat, Leech Life, Ice Punch Buzzwole. very similar to the one that I just brought in PBA, but it has a pretty similar goal to that one as well. Excuse me for that. Very similar goal to that. Buzzwole, in that it just wants to get a sub up and then be pretty safe and can just kind of revenge things pretty well. Great against T-Tar. I should be outspeeding that unless he wanted to put a good amount of stuff into speed, a good amount of EVs into speed. I should be outspeeding the T-Tar. I should be able to get a sub up against a lot of his team. I should be able to get it up against Zamazenta. I can do that. I can get a sub up against just a lot of things. Really against Scolipede is where they're mostly going to come up if that thing comes. And maybe subbing up on the Cloister's Shell Smash isn't a bad idea either. Up next, Solgaleo. 208 Jolly lets me outspeed Scarf Zamazenta. Which I think could come, or it could get speed past +1, and either of which are really threatening. Agility, Psychic Fangs, Sunsteel Strike, and Earthquake, I feel like those were the best moves I could use to hit. Showdown was telling me this thing got Ice Punch, and I was like, this thing can't learn Ice Punch, I did not know that. And I went to validate it, and unfortunately it was invalid. Yeah. But so I can't really hit Gliscor that hard, though. I don't really care about that too much. And then weakness policy, so even if I'm like not hitting the Gliscor too hard, maybe I want it to live, get my weakness policy up, and then KO it afterwards. Up next, Landorus, Scarf Landorus, I really like this week. Earth powered U-turn Psychic Sludge Wave. It has power to pretty much hit his entire team super effectively, given the few moves that it does have on the special side. So I figured why not capitalize on that this week with my Landorus set, because like this is one of the weeks where it's going to be really good. I need to use that to my advantage and have this Landorus just come in and really just claim lives. I feel like we could be going back and forth trading, and this Landorus just comes in and threatens pretty much everything anytime it comes in. And then last up, I believe, is my Xurkitree. Blunder Xurkitree, I really like this week. The amount of speed plus timid, either Scarf Zamazenta again or Scarf Latias, I don't remember which, but I'll figure it out in game if I need to know. Hypnosis, T-Bolt, D-Gleam, Energy Ball. Really, again, this thing doesn't have the greatest move pool, but I'm just kind of making it work with what it does have. I might have looked for Tail Glow instead of Energy Ball, but I feel like the coverage could come in handy. Though I'm not sure on what. There was something. The coverage on... You know what? We're just going to be rocking with Tail Glow in the game. Okay. But I'll see you guys in the match. I just have some challenge. Let's get into it. And we see Latias, Zamazenta, Archeops, Gliscor, Arceus, and Rotom. So a little bit different than what I expected, but still some of the core threats are still here, like the Arceus, like the Zamazenta, and like the Latias. So what I'm gonna lead, just same thing. I'm just gonna lead my Cinderace, and we're just gonna go from there. Just hoping I can clutch this out. Yeah, because basically my playoff scenarios are either I win or Angie loses, then I'm in. And I'll be in one of the lower seeds, but top 6 make it. And we're looking to try to climb to number... If we win, we have the potential to go all the way up to number 4 potentially. If we lose, we can only get in at number 6. So it's going to be really challenging to see sort of where I can make it to. Just gotta hope, because there's 2 teams fighting for 3 spots right now. So we see Latias, which is kind of exactly what we want to see, because it's a free, heavy, hard-hitting U-turn out. Yeah. So, I mean, this U-turn out is, if it's not Scarf Latias and I can just hit a nice big U-turn on this thing, that would be massive, because then I can U-turn into my Primarina, pretty much take whatever it wants to throw at me, and go from there. And sort of the U-turn, it would do massive damage. Yeah, what else? If he is Scarfed, this could be bad for me. This could be a Cinderace sort of down the drain, but it could also just be a it has high upside, this play, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so we do good chip to the Zamazenta, and then I can just Moonblast it. And if he is packing Wild Charge, that would be good on him. If not, then I expect just a hard Rotom-Mow switch. What exactly do I want to see here? I guess. So even if he does Wild Charge, I should be all good to, let me just open up the calc real quick. Just so I can have it open. And it should, oh, I don't have my sets in. Thought I did. Reload that. It does pack the Wild Charge, which, I mean, we got rid of it. We sacrificed a lot of Primarina's health, but we got rid of it because of that. That calc is pretty much exactly what we wanted to see there, with this Primarina set. But getting that Zamazenta down early, it's pretty big momentum for me, because that was one of the things that kind of, it stops my Cinderace, it stops my Solgaleo, which are both pretty massive win cons for me. Well, not the Cinderace being a win con, but the Cinderace is just such a good early game breaker. Like, that was his main switch in, and it's all gone. Now, what else is there? I potentially didn't speed creep his, oh no, I did speed creep the Archeops correctly. I was gonna say I potentially didn't speed creep the Archeops, but I think I didn't speed creep whatever it was that was at just faster than the Archeops, if I remember correctly. I didn't speed creep it. Okay, so in comes the Rotom-Mow. What do I want to do here? I think he might just fire off a Volt Switch here, but I mean, like, I don't really know what exactly I switch in. None of my stuff really wants to take this chip. I guess maybe the Xurkitree, as he fires off a Volt Switch into, I assume, the Gliscor. But I don't think Gliscor would be running a flying move. Actually, while I'm waiting for this, why don't I just put my stuff in the calcs and Buzzwole to the, like, a standard OU Stealth Rock set. EQ is hardly touching that thing, and other than that, like, I mean, how much does Arceus Fire do? I don't know if there's an Arceus Fire set. There is an Arceus Fire set that has Fire Blast, just absolutely decimating me. Oh wait, no, that's if I'm Buzzwole. If I'm Xurkitree, I would live. And then, yeah. But Okay, he just goes Archeops here, so I assume he's trying to fire off a nice, strong EQ. That could be bad, but he could also just be firing off a U-turn. Either way, let's look at Archeops onto this. I think if that's the case, well, Showdown Arceus has it running min everything, but I think I'm just gonna sack off my Primarina here. It would have been nice to be able to go into my Lando, but I didn't want to risk it, and I'm comfortable just clicking Psychic here, locking in, even though if like he could go Latios, just the damage here would be so great. Potentially the KO here, but although the IVs are messed up, it'll be doing good damage enough to put it into Defeatist. And if he's Scarf, he is gonna have to switch out because Earthquake won't touch me, so pretty much either I have guaranteed damage off on something, and it would be enough to probably put this thing into Defeatist, and then it's kind of neutered for the rest of the game. He just goes Glasscore, that's fine. Psychic doing good chip there, and I just hard Buzzwole every time on Glasscore. Yeah. I know, like, that's pretty much just like, if there's anything called like a predetermined play, that's my Buzzwole on Glasscore every time. I don't even know what flying move this thing would get that it would run. Maybe Aerial Ace, if it gets that. But if it's running an Aerial Ace set, props to Liam. I just don't see that happening. But I could be wrong. He just roosts it off. I'll go ahead and get behind a sub. Yeah, there's nothing that this Gliscor is doing that worries me at all. I'll just get behind the sub and be going from there. Yeah. Like, I don't even know what Gliscor would do that would touch me at all. I mean, like, well, it is a flying type. It never runs Flying Step at all. Not really a lot to commentate about when the opponent just gotta take it slow, but just going Latias here, that's fine. I'll get behind the sub, then I'll just leech life away at this Latias. Being behind a sub here it's really nice because I'm just no fear from the Latias, whatever it would do. Like, that's pretty much the Latias down almost all the way, and like I can kind of just go Solgaleo here, be able to take a hit and then just go to town on his team pretty much. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much. I'm just gonna check out my calc real quick. If I look at, no, not Landorus, if I look at Buzzwole against a Latias, I guess, not Sword Power, but Psychic. I mean, it shouldn't be killing, but at the same time, if I just go ahead and look at my Solgaleo, it'll barely be touching at all. Yeah. He just goes Arceus Fire, makes a great play. Yeah, that would be KOing me, so I kind of just have to pull a switch into probably just into my Xurkitree here. Like, he just Fire Blasts and misses. But I'm just gonna click Hypnosis and try to put something to sleep or get some speed. Both of which are really helpful for me. Yeah, okay. Cool, now I can go into my Lando safely and click. I mean, he's obviously going to go Gliscor here, but there's nothing that I can really do about that other than just click Psychic and do big damage, I guess. But if I go ahead and look at Lando, I mean, like, I don't want to risk it, and like, if he does decide to stay in, that's just free big damage on him. And if he doesn't stay in, then yeah, this Arceus is just such a pain for me to deal with. He does go Gliscor here, but like, I mean, I didn't feel comfortable making any sort of read on that. Like, he's definitely gonna pull a double here, I feel, and like, because I went Buzzwole so aggressively last time, I think just going Cinderace here. Okay, he just sets his rocks, that's fine by me. I'm just gonna click Pyro Ball. I thought that he would for sure try to make a read with Arceus, or make a read and go into something that would counter my Buzzwole, but that would have just been a free sub. That would have been so nice to get up, but unfortunately, wasn't able to get that up. I mean, like, I feel like I'm kind of on the back foot here. I definitely still have outs, but that did not do enough. He just EQs me, gets rid of me. Yeah, I'm just gonna go. I just gotta go for it at this point. Right? I just gotta go and do it. EQ shouldn't be KOing me, but shouldn't even be really. It could be like 2-hit KOing, but gosh, this is not the position that you want to find yourself in, really, hardly ever. I'm just gonna Sunsteel Strike here, and that did a too much. But yeah, even at +2, I don't think that's quite KOing, is it? It's a roll, but like not in his favor. He's at 92%. If this KOs Liam, I'm really sorry. Yeah, I'm just kind of trying to play to like my potential one possible out here, which is getting this damage off. That did nothing. Okay, that did not do nearly enough. Not at all. He was definitely very physically defensive there, and I needed him to be specially defensive, so picking up this big of a loss here, potentially, definitely unfortunate. We just gotta hope that we can still make it here somehow. Although I'm kind of getting my mind out of this game, but I can't quite do that yet. Still need to stay in focus here. I can still Ice Punch this down, even if he decides to make a play into Latias. Then I'm just chilling behind a sub. Don't quite do enough to Arceus, although if he misses, that could still be a potential out. Yeah. Just playing to the outs right now. No, not too much more needs to be said. I just gotta do what I gotta do. Because, I mean, this thing's in range, I could still potentially, I mean, I would have to lock into not an ideal move. Cool, the Latias, we were able to take it out, and we can start get Beast Boost going. Ooh, this is potentially big, although against an Arceus, he just goes Motom. I'll Leech Life here just to try to get back up to full. I didn't really try to creep this thing at all, so unless he's like running hardly any speed, yeah, I'm just playing to my singular out at this point, not even like my outs. I should probably be going Ice Punch just because, no, unless he goes into Arceus, then unless he Volt Switches into Arceus, I am able to capitalize, but at +1 against a Arceus. Okay, Reflect, that kind of seals the deal for me. Then he gets the Volt Switch off as I go for the Leech Life onto the Arceus. Yeah. I mean, I just gotta play to my out, which is him missing a Fire Blast. That's really the only way, because with Reflect up, that does not nearly do enough for me to lock into anything. Dang. If only Solgaleo could have ran Ice Punch, this game would have been way different. But alas, when Showdown lies to you, I don't think I mean, like, I had the prep, but then I don't think that I really balanced it out correctly. After, like, the fallout of that, I feel like I just kind of switched one move and just didn't really care, kind of just disregarded it. When now, because I didn't have that Ice Punch, I couldn't have KO'd the Gliscor. Though, I think that's kind of, like, on me for sort of prepping that way, that relied on that move. In that scenario, he hits the Fire Blast. Yeah. I think that locking into Sludge Wave is the most possible damage I can do. Yeah, so not the ending to the season that we wanted, but we could still potentially be in playoffs. Yeah, and thankfully I still have some sets up my sleeve that I could run if I do end up having to face Liam again. If not, it's been a really fun season, and I'll be commentating on the I'll do post-comps for pretty much every playoffs match in this league. So, yeah, until next time, Jesse504, out.